back to My Full House, guys. We are going to have a little Q&A before we have baby number 7, which is Boone Daniel. We are naming him. And we have a few questions. Actually, there's always a lot of questions whenever we run into anyone or posting videos on YouTube. We've been asked lots of questions, so we thought we would like to share some questions and answer them with you. So I'm gonna go ahead and start first. A big question is, how do you feel with baby number 7? And I think that means like, am I feeling exhausted or run down? Not 100%. I mean, every day is different depending on how the kids behave and act and what's going on for the day, if we're doing homeschooling or chores and errands. So it just depends on the day. But for the most part, I feel great. Honestly, it's really been a breeze other than the start of my pregnancy when I had COVID. So honestly, it's actually been a really good pregnancy, so I can't complain. Okay.
So we're gonna alternate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So some of these questions I got are mainly from like guys at work, because I get a lot of questions because I'm the only person there who's got 7 kids. So so here's one of the biggest.
The Brady Bunch.
Yeah. So here's one of the biggest ones they say or they ask is, dude, why so many kids? And you know what?
Which is a good question to ask.
I mean, I would ask that question.
Yeah.
If I didn't have, that many kids. I remember when I didn't have any kids, I would ask to be like, dude, why do you have so many kids? Like, wow. And they only had like 3 or 4 kids. And here I got 7 now. So the answer to that is, I, growing up, I was the only child. And, it was just me. And I remember just so many bored nights, I mean, I had friends, I went to school, I did all these things, but it's just different when you have a sibling, I see it from with my kids. It's just a different bond, that love bond. So I want to give, what I never had, and that is that loving bond that you get with a sibling. It's beautiful. So
Not perfect.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but they do enjoy each other. They get to pick who they want to play with.
Yeah. But they all love each other, and it's a family bond that you can't really get that unless you have that sibling coming from mom and dad. So that's the big reason why, one of the biggest reasons why, and it's just to start all over. We kind of wanted to get our own family tree together, if you want to call it that, and just build something that.
Well, families can be messy, so no family's perfect. We love our families on both sides, but it's just really nice to create your own nest.
Yeah.
And
our own family tree.
I think more of our idea though with that is why so many, if I'm answering personally, I think would be more so they can have each other, that support. It's so amazing how you're growing this family, but we're able to teach them to support each other. It doesn't mean they're always going to like each other or what they do or say, but to always be there and to support each other, because that's really big in this lifetime. You need that kind of support.
Somebody to be there for you. And our kids are so loving with each other, and just seeing them grow up together, their personalities, how they mesh together, like it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It gets challenging, but that's more questions down the line in regards to the challenges.
So, do I feel ready for baby number 7? So I'm thinking like delivery-wise. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm almost 38 weeks. I will, with having COVID, I'm probably going to have the baby sooner, which we'll reveal later if you stay tuned to the whole video. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I've done this 7 times, or 6 times. But everything's different each time for sure. So you just kind of have to take it when it comes. And I'm pretty strong. Once I know, like, I've got to get in there and this is happening, like, it's all in the mind. You prepare yourself as much as you can with getting your home ready, your kids ready, your husband, getting things situated that way. But once I walk into that hospital, it's like game on. Like, I know I'm going to be poked a zillion times. I'm going to probably have the epidural. And so it's just like, it's all in the mind. So yeah, I'm ready. Done this a few times.
Next question we got here is, how do you manage spending time with each child? With,
That's a good one.
So it caught me off guard when I heard that question, when that was brought to me, because I had to really stop and think, man, how? Because we do it, we do somehow manage, but it's if you ever heard that saying, it's not about the quantity, it's the quality of time. So with the short time we have already in the day and having so many children, the most important thing we do as far as managing our time with the kids and spending time with them is having little moments as a family. So she's created something like Nacho Friday, which is coming up. And we have craft night on Thursdays and Nacho Fridays. So having these different days and occasions, something for them to look forward to, that helps the bond, and that helps the glue and help us stay together strong and connected. With having so many kids, you have to have some sort of something to look forward to, because it can get crazy, you can lose track of time, and then some kids somewhat kind of get neglected. But if you can have something where we all come together as one and have these family nights, if you want to call it that, then that's how you spend that quality time over quantity.
I don't think they're ever neglected because they have each other too. So
Yeah.
that's nice. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
But as far as us giving them that time, because they need that mother and dad time.
Yeah.
But it's impossible to give them an hour each. I mean, it just would be almost impossible to take care of the house, and with me working and homeschooling, it's impossible to give each one individually that one-on-one.
you know what though we do good at is like, say if I'm going to the store, we'll take one of the kids, and if I'm picking up Starbucks for
yeah.
him and I, we'll get them Starbucks or a cake pop, or
Yeah.
make it special. Sometimes it's been like, pick up a toy.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have to spend $20 on a toy. It could be $5, $2. Like, it's just that quality time of like, and then they remember. They're like, wait, it's
Yeah.
my turn, Mom.
They know
or
when it's
Dad.
their turn. It's
Yeah.
usually they're getting some sort of treat, something
Yeah.
at Starbucks, or if she's going to the dollar store or Target or somewhere, they usually walk away with a little
It's
toy.
mainly
So-
Starbucks. They want Give me those frappes.
So, is it your turn?
Let's see here. How do you feel with having COVID at the start, and has it affected you in any way? I feel great. Like I said before, the only issues I'm having is I can't taste things the way I used to. Like, certain meats taste really funny to me, smell funny to me. Sour cream still smells funny to me. Cream cheese, bread, so eggs, but I do push past some of it because I know obviously I need to eat for the baby and I need that protein. But some days I'm like, I can't even do it. Like, it's just like, let's eat a salad. So that's really the only effect that I've had from COVID, is still I can't taste everything.
Well, in the beginning, your taste buds, or all of ours, were messed up.
So, a couple of the kids.
Couldn't smell, taste, nothing. And then I'm back, I think, to 100%. You, maybe not so much.
Yeah, certain things taste funny,
with the
which
taste
I've never
buds.
had that before with any of my pregnancies. So I know this is like COVID situation.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything's been fine. I haven't been affected, other than having more doctor's appointments and being monitored high risk, and then having to go twice a week to the hospital to be monitored for the baby. So that's really the only way that I've been affected. And then a little bit mentally too. I think when you've had something like that happen, and all these scenarios you're hearing about, stillborn, preeclampsia, certain things that can happen with having COVID during pregnancy, it is nerve-wracking because
Yeah.
I had to take, what was it? Aspirin. I had to take aspirin
Oh,
at the
God.
beginning, and that gave me like faucet bleeding nosebleeds.
Crazy, just
It was kind of scary,
river.
and it gave me a headache, made me feel really
Yeah.
like just dizzy in a sense because of losing blood, and
that was kind of scary.
then the clots wasn't fun coming out of the nose or the mouth. Like, I know it's gross, but so that's really the only way that I've been affected by COVID.
Blood thinner.
But yeah,
All right, my turn. So, where are we at here? We have, do we plan on having more kids?
We're kidding. We're kidding. Actually, one at a time, guys. I mean, come on.
It's crazy. Do you gonna have any more? When's your next one? I'm sure you're already planning on the next one.
But it is a logic question because I mean, some people are like 2 and done, 3 and done, and I get it.
You can't blame them.
Yeah, it's a lot
We've
of
been
work.
married for how many years? 11.
11, almost 12.
And
Yeah.
it's our 7th kid in 11 years, so we've never stopped having kids since we've been married, which is great. You know,
Yeah.
we knew when we first got married
We know the
that
cutoff
we
age.
were going to have a lot of kids.
What's our cutoff age? 40 for sure. Like if when we're 40.
A little bit before 40.
No, I mean like we're not
oh,
gonna
yeah.
we're not getting pregnant at
Yeah.
all after
Right,
40.
right.
No. I'm done. Like I know like my times he'll be 35 this year, I'll be 34 after baby's here.
So
and, yeah.
do we plan on having more? The answer to that is
one at a time.
we know we're gonna we both agree on if we were to have any more, it would be one more.
Yeah, just one
One
more.
more.
Make it even. Maybe
And,
another
and,
boy.
and that would be it. But there's certain goals we have in mind. We need to
Yeah.
get to where we're in different positions in life, to where we can come across that and be prepared for another kid.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, we do, but not right now. And if time doesn't permit, then this is it.
Yeah, that's okay too. We
Yeah,
know how blessed
we're blessed
we are.
with
Yeah.
7 kids.
Yeah.
And so the answer to that is yes and maybe no. But one more, if so, and that would be it.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Okay. Let's see.
I think you're
Do
right.
I love being pregnant?
Pray go.
Pray go.
Yeah, you get that one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like a tricky question, honestly, because
think-
it's not that I don't love it, because I love what you get from it. I do love the experience of it.
I think you love it.
I love it, but I do know like it's a lot of work too. Like your body's creating this beautiful human that you get to enjoy in this lifetime, but then you're also having to raise this beautiful human into a godly human being for this planet and to be loving and kind. And that is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
He thinks I love it.
She loves
I
being
know
pregnant.
I don't think it's like I like it.
That you love it. You love
but I
having
also
a baby
know-
inside of you that you know that you are part of making this thing. Well, God's making it, but you are.
It is an amazing
You are the
thing.
tool He's
I'm
using.
Very, yeah, I'm
You know.
very thankful and blessed.
So that's a good thing to
I
love. I
appreciate
think
it.
God loves that you love that because He's a life giver. You're helping out what He wants, to produce life.
I do know having a miscarriage, I think that really does change somebody. Or if you're trying to have a baby and you have to go through so many different scenarios with IVF and all those things, having a miscarriage at 2 months pregnant, that really like opened my mind.
I thought you were 3 months pregnant.
Maybe I was almost,
I thought
but
you were,
it was really hard. And so we didn't get pregnant again until like almost a whole year later after that happened. So it was just healing and just, it's kind of scary once you go through something like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I love it, but with like certain ways of saying I love it. It's not like, oh my gosh, I love being sick, like being nauseous. I don't love that.
Yeah.
At the end when I
epidurals
can't.
ain't fun and all the shots and appointments, but you know what? I feel like being pregnant, like 85% of it is probably more painful, but the 15%.
For who? You or me? I don't know. Sometimes when I'm
Suffer in
pregnant, I'm like,
silence.
who's
Okay.
pregnant?
But I think the 15% you do well at, and I think that outweighs the 85.
Every pregnancy
So
is different.
the stronger percentage, even though it's smaller, it's stronger, and I think that's what we look at.
And I think whatever we're going through in our life too creates it to be a different journey. Like it's more stressful in different situations. Like, it could affect my pregnancy different. I know my last pregnancy, number 6, when I had Mabel, I had to give birth alone, and that was like a whole new mindset because I never had to do that before.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
tough.
at the whole pregnancy, I felt so emotional. This one, knowing that I was going into it not being able to have him with me,
Yeah.
I've transitioned differently. But I will say at the end of this pregnancy, if you guys have watched my other videos, I have been more emotional lately. Knowing it, it's hit me. So,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
so I guess I love being pregnant, guys.
Emotional.
Yes, I do. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do know it's going to end. So, yeah. Eventually, you know, we're going to be done.
Okay, so another one is
Oh, that's a good one.
this is a tough question here. This is a good question. So she's going in to have the baby by herself, most likely, just like the last one. So I was able to be there for 5 out of our 7.
You gotta
I mean,
stop and
I
think.
cut all the cords. I was there for everything. The 6th one, I was unfortunately unable to be there, and which was sad because I really wanted to. Really hurt me. It broke my heart. I mean, as far as for me, I can only imagine for her. She had no comfort as far as somebody there. I mean, she had to ask a nurse to hold her hand when she was getting the epidural. I mean, things like that. That's what I did for her. I was there to help comfort her. I mean, I was there to help say, push, let's go. You know, I was her, like, I was there. So the 6th one, we had no opportunity for me to be there. I had to stay home with my beautiful children, and we FaceTimed pretty much. As soon as the baby came out, she FaceTimed, and I'm crying over Google Duo, you know what I mean? And it's not the way to do it. And it's very sad because I got to think about that and remind my daughter when she's older, hey, I wanted to be there. So with Boone, our baby boy now, we're in the same situation. You know, my parents are both passed away, so they're unable to be there, obviously. And her parents aren't able to be there for various reasons. And we just don't have that support system that, you know, some people have out there. So if you have support system, be very appreciative because it's very difficult. And it's never stopped us from having more kids.
Yeah.
If anything, it motivated us more to have more kids because we wanted to build something different. We
Yeah.
wanted to be a support system for them in the future, something we've never really had. So the question I have here is, am I nervous, and how will I manage the kids when she is by herself, you know, having a baby?
And then you're by yourself.
And I'm by myself with, you know. So it's challenging as a dad. I mean, I work a lot of hours. I work a ton. So I'm not as home as much as she is. She's a stay-at-home mom, homeschools. So they listen differently. Let's put it that way. So the cooperation is a little different, you know. So, but after a day, they kind of get used to my flow, you know. I just got to keep the system she's got going on, you know, getting them to bed early, you know, on time.
Bedtime.
You know, eating their 2 or 3 meals a day at least, and
Snacks in between.
you know, and just stay on top of that. You know, homeschools is going to be challenging because I got to homeschool the rest of the kids and watch the little ones while they're doing school, and I got to help the homeschoolers out.
It's a lot.
It's going to be challenging, but I did it for the 6th one when Mabel was born, so I can do it when you're having the 7th one. So
Yeah.
I'll adapt and overcome. That's the answer. I don't know how, but God's going to provide.
And maybe we'll take a break from school and do movie marathon instead, right?
Yeah, I'll let them play probably video games, stuff like that.
There you go. That's okay. That's
I'm
okay.
sure they'll love that.
We do homeschool year round, so like it's very flexible.
Yeah, and I got another. I get it. Stuttering here. I got another question about homeschool next, but you go ahead.
Okay, so let's see. Did we always want a big family? So that's part 2 question. So go ahead, you go first. Did you always want a big family? Did you think about it?
You know what? I never. That's both of our questions there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, I think, for both of us.
So, did I always want a big family? I never even anticipated having a big family. It's never crossed my mind because I never had it. So I'm used to just being, you know, very
the flow?
Yeah, very independent and didn't really need a sibling because I wasn't used to it, or you know. So I never thought about having a big family because, you know, it was just me and my mom growing up, just me and my mom. My dad passed when I was 1, so it was just me and my mother growing up, and I never had a big family. So no, I never thought of it until we had our first one, and then our second one, and third, fourth, and fifth.
Our big domino.
And here
effect.
it is, you know. But I wouldn't change it. And if you would have told me, hey, when I was 19, 20, 21, hey, Dan, you're going to one day have 7 kids, I probably would have lost. I would have fainted. But
Give me another beer.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, pass that beer, buddy. This guy's awesome. No, but it's a blessing, and I wouldn't take it back. But no, I never anticipated having a big family.
We don't drink, by the way, either.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but
Just
beer.
joking.
Pass me water.
Okay. So did I always want a big family? I don't think it crossed my mind like I want a big family, but I always knew I wanted to get married to a husband and have a family. I always knew that. I didn't know like, oh, I was gonna have 4, 5, 6, 7. That never crossed my mind. So it kind of just has happened through the years.
Yeah.
And I've been very thankful to even have this many. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it's crossed my mind that I wanted a big family. But I always knew I wanted
A family.
kids. My mom had 6. So I have my older sister I grew up with, and then like she started over with my other siblings. So they're 4 younger than me, she had. And so, I mean, that's a pretty large family, 6. But it was spread out so differently. So it still never crossed my mind like, oh, I'm going to have 6 even, or 7, or I don't know. It just we kind of just one at a time. Again, one at a time. That's always been the thing with us.
Yeah.
But I've always, in my mind though, even when I had another one, it was just like, am I done? I didn't feel that peace. Like I didn't feel like, oh, I was done. Like I felt like there's another one. Like there's someone else to have, to love, and to be with us.
I've always had. I want to say I've had that peace a long time ago.
Wait, what? Oh, that you were done?
No, yeah. Like, babe, are we good? And she's like, no, I don't feel the peace of the Lord. I'm like, I feel a lot of peace right now. I don't know about you.
Your pocketbook feels a lot of peace.
Yeah, my pocketbook don't feel peace anymore. Yeah, so, but yeah, it's definitely a blessing. Your turn.
All right, so I kind of have a couple more questions. All right, let's see. Am I nervous giving birth without my husband? Yeah, that would be silly for me to say no, because I think I'm a little bit more nervous this time because I did have COVID. See, I had Mabel during COVID happening. Thankfully, I never had COVID, but then I ended up getting COVID with this pregnancy, and so that's kind of like changed my mind of like, I don't know, it's just kind of nerve-wracking, and I'm trying to trust in the Lord and lean on Him and have peace. But I think it's hard, like, not having that support where I can be like, babe, oh my goodness, something's happening, can you call so-and-so and can you come up? And to just know, like, I don't have that, I think that's like, I think that's where, like, I don't have the peace, but again, I have to trust in the Lord and lean on Him.
Yeah, it makes me feel pretty helpless too, because
I'm nervous.
I'm usually the one to like, I can't do nothing. So it's like, it's just a weird feeling. We'll get through it though.
Yeah. I mean, I think about people that are in the army and stuff, and they're away, and their wives have to give birth alone, and so.
Yeah, but you're by yourself. So, but you know what? Listen, you did it. You already did it, and I'm sure you'll get through it.
Now, let's see. Okay. These are the questions you've been waiting for. Drum roll.
Yeah.
All right. Will I be induced? Yes, I will be induced. I will be having this baby roughly 2 weeks early. With having COVID, originally it was going to be a week early. We decided to go 2 weeks, just to be really safe and cautious. And then, when will I be induced? I plan on going in on June 3rd. Around 10:30 maybe at night. We're still discussing the time. That's a Thursday, and I kind of want to go through the main entrance, not the ER. So with me driving myself and having to drive myself home, I really don't want to go through the ER. So hopefully we can adjust the time.
It's probably best you don't go through there if you can avoid the ER, just in case.
Well, because a lot of people go to the ER when they're sick. I mean, I know we go through there if we're expecting, but if I know I'm being induced, I can go a little bit safer. So, let's see, one more question. Let's see. Do I plan on nursing or bottle feeding? I plan on nursing. I've nursed all my babies other than, well, I nursed my second, but my first and second were 13 months and 1 day apart. So it's a year, a month, and a day apart. I didn't nurse very long. It was like having twins. So I nursed him for like 3 months, and then he was bottle fed. But that's the plan. And I'm hoping that I can. Again, things can change. I just know with all of the formula situations, I really am praying that I am able to nurse, because, you know, that's a whole, I feel for all the mamas that, you know, have to feed their babies. Fed is best. It doesn't matter how you feed your baby. It's the best. But going through that situation in the world right now with all the formula, I really...
Yeah. With the shortage going on.
Yeah, that's scary. So my plan is to nurse.
The goal is to keep you fed with nutrients in you and give you some good meals. And
me.
the plan is for you to cook some good meals.
For me to eat good, so baby eats good. But yeah, I don't know. Do we have any more questions? Do you have any on the top of your head?
I have one I get all the time is with homeschooling.
What?
And that's just, you know, how long do we plan on homeschooling? You know, do we plan on doing the whole way through to high school, or, you know?
Yeah.
And my answer is yes, we do want to continue to homeschool.
It's also kind of like one child at a time, 1 year at a time.
Yeah, it's challenging. This homeschooling isn't for everybody as far as parenting can go, because if you work, we're fortunate because I work. She's a stay-at-home mom, and she can focus on the kids as far as education goes. So that's why if we can do it, we're going to keep doing it. It's a blessing, you know, and there's many reasons, which is another video, why we homeschool. There's a lot of, if you have questions about why we homeschool, go ahead and comment below. Yeah. And we'll love to answer those questions. These are all the questions we get on her comments and guys at work and stuff like that. So we'll make another video talking about why we homeschool, because there's a lot of reasons and we'd love to share them, but that's a whole other video.
All right, guys, thanks so much for watching this Q&A. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I answered your guys' questions. If I didn't, please leave them in the comments below. I will do my best to get to those questions. And don't forget to hit that bell.
Subscribe
if you haven't already. And we'll be back with more videos soon. Hopefully, baby time.
All right, guys, take care.
Peace.